Hi there, this is Paige with Stamp Girl here on YouTube, and welcome to my channel. In this video I'm going to share with you the cards I made for the Craft Art Paper Stash Cards collab. This is hosted by Deb, who is Deb Houck's Crafty Cottage here on YouTube. And down below in the description box I'll have a link to all of the participants in this collaboration. So what we do is we use things that are already in our stash, specifically our paper stash, and we use it to make cards. And it was kind of set at 5, but sometimes we make less, sometimes we make more, however far the paper we're using goes, or when we feel like stopping or not. So I made quite a few cards this time, and the reason being is I had a lot of papers. I know this is Stampin' Up! Paper. I don't know what collection it's from. I know it's older, and I've had it for several years, and when I was given it, it was already retired. So it was pre-cut papers into a card front layer size, and then some of the papers were vellum. The regular papers were all double-sided, so there's different patterns on each side. And like I said, I've just been hoarding it. Not really hoarding it, just not really sure what to do with it for the longest time. Well, then I saw a video from Karen Titus, who is a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. On her Facebook group page, she often does live videos, and she'll share a fun card fold or a technique or some kind of an idea, and then people watching that video can, when they make their cards, if they want to, they can post what they've made. So anyway, she had done a corner pocket card, and for some reason when she was sharing her examples, it reminded me that I had this paper in my stash. So I pulled it out and I made as many cards as I could to use up that paper stash. So this is just a 5.5 by 4 1/4 single layer. It's not a card that opens up, it's just a single layer. And then this is the paper that was sent to me. Now this right here is 3 inches by 8 inches, scored in half at 4, and it becomes a little card that you tuck inside the corner. And then the corner is just a square that you've cut diagonally. And you can make your square as big or as small as you want it to be. And then you just glue the 2 edges down so that you have a pocket to tuck this little card into. And then you can decorate the corner, you can decorate the back, you can decorate the card however you want. So I used some regular pattern paper back here. This is vellum that was in the same package from the same collection of papers. And then this was another print. I don't know if it was the back side of this one or the back side of another one, but this was another print that I used down there. And then I took some Blackberry Bliss cardstock and I punched out some flowers, and then I decided to emboss them to give them some texture. So that's what I did. This is popped up with a dimensional, and then I've got a little white enamel dot in the center and a couple up here, and those were from Stampin' Up! At one time. I'm not sure if they're still current or not. I'm thinking they aren't, but I could be wrong. So anyway, I have several of that combination. I had a couple of these embellishments left over from a paper pumpkin kit, so I decided to use the last 3 of those on these cards, and then of course some more enamel dots in the corner. Then switching over to a different paper pattern, I made these. And I think I got 6 of those out of the papers that I had. And then this was another vellum piece that was in that little package. And so I took, excuse me, I put that on the background. I took a piece of that and put it on the little card front, and then I had some leftover pieces of this vellum that wasn't quite the same size as the card front, so I just layered it on top with a little bit of a border on each side. This is one of the patterns in the paper, and then this flower right here is from Stampin' Up! Sold planners, and I bought a planner on clearance, and one of the pages inside the planner were these metallic flower stickers. So I stuck that flower there. Here's some enamel dots. And so I've got a couple of those as well. So I got all of those little pocket cards, and I still had quite a bit of paper left. So I was kind of tired of making pocket cards, so I went to regular size cards, and again I used some of the pattern paper and the vellum. This is backed with cardstock. These dragonflies are from Dragonfly Garden, and I colored them in with blends, and then just went over the wings with Wink of Stella, and then a little scrap of the paper on the inside. So I've got several with the dragonflies in that color, and then I have several with the dragonflies in this rich razzleberry color. So I didn't count how many cards I made this time, but my goal was to use up all of the papers until I was done with little tiny scraps that I just didn't want to deal with. So anyway, I got quite a few cards. I think they're really pretty. I'm especially loving these little pocket cards. I think they are so cute. So plenty of room to write something. If you need more room, you can always use the back side, but fairly flat except for the enamel dots in the corner. But yeah, had a lot of fun, and I used up some paper from my stash that I've had sitting there for way too long. I'd like to thank you for joining me, and now I'm off to create.